Yo, we've probably all applied and interviewed for a workplace that just seemed off, like something felt wrong about it, right? You can't put your finger directly on it, but it's just a sixth sense that this was not the work environment for you. I want to share my red flags during an interview that this may be a place you want to avoid.
Grow up, lead it shit.
During the interview talks way more than you. Now, it is helpful for the interviewer to share and be open and communicative, but the reason why they're interviewing you is to learn about you and if you would be a good fit in their company. If they are doing all the talking, it's probably a good indication they don't know how to interview, they don't know what they're doing, and the confusion may continue throughout the company. Now, if the interviewer spends much of their time explaining what they do there, if they can't succinctly explain the work they conduct there, that's usually a red flag for potentially disorganized onboarding and little to no performance management or support. Recruiters should explain the work so you understand what's expected and if this is what you want to do. But a good workplace will be able to provide a relatively concise explanation. Second red flag, unclear questions or questions that seem to be randomly and spontaneously generated. Typically, the interviewer will have clear questions that you can tell they're reading from. This means they've prepared and have standard questions used for all the candidates. I recall interviewing with a hiring manager and she talked a lot and then finally decided to ask a question, but it was very random and unclear. You could tell she was just trying to pull some form of question together, like out of the air. This was a person that I would be reporting to if hired. This demonstrated a lack of preparation, a lack of understanding of what was important to the role, a lack of ability to effectively compare candidates if you're making up a random question on the spot, and that your company lacks basic understanding of interview process, which potentially means a lack of basic management knowledge. Additionally, she was not writing anything down what I was saying. That's the third red flag. The interviewer is not capturing anything you're saying, whether that be taking notes by writing or typing or not recording audio or video. This one is not so obvious, but this again shows a lack of process and understanding of basic management. If they can't be bothered to capture your interview to make comparisons with other candidates, I assume they can't be bothered with anything regarding your performance and make arbitrary rules and subjective decisions. I mean, I guess she was just going off a feeling as far as who she wanted to hire. That's not good management. All this to say that if the interview seems unorganized and unclear, that most likely means the work environment has unclear direction, unclear expectations, little to no performance measurements. The absence of basic interview techniques and process means there is most likely an absence of other basic management practices, which often leads to an environment of micromanagement, constant fires and problems, routine turnover, and overall mistrust across levels and teams and departments. In my experience, this is not the norm. Most places do have it together when it comes to interviewing, but these are some red flags to look out for. Additional tip, whenever you're applying and interviewing for a company, I also recommend doing some quick research. Websites like Indeed, Glassdoor, even LinkedIn can give some good insight. No place is perfect, so certainly take the employee feedback on these sites with a grain of salt, as there's always two sides to every story. But if there's a definite trend of negative feedback, well, it's helpful for you to know, right? I hope this helped. Please share your red flags while interviewing in the comments, and happy career hunting. Yo, you got this.